We all know technology changing the world at a very, very rapid rate. And the Tech Academy, We Think Code, is warning that these advances should leave room for ancient truths. That seems unusual. Well, CEO Nyari Samshonga joining us to talk about this. Nyari, always good to have you on the show. Always forward-thinking as We Think Code, always. I always enjoy chatting to you. Why are we not forgetting about the past? Why are we drudging that up? What's the thinking?
Well, I think there's a lot of hype that comes with technology, good hype, because technology makes things better. But I think we need to remember at the core that it's here to serve us, not us to serve technology. And within the education space, part of the hype right now is everybody should work remotely. But then when we look at South Africa's reality right now, electricity isn't everywhere, data is expensive, not everybody has a comfortable home. So can everybody really effectively learn remotely? And we're saying the cart shouldn't lead the horse. The technology should serve the people. So for now, maybe we still need some classrooms.
But the problem is, exactly to your point, is that we're talking about a very small number of people in the country, and it is increasing, I understand that can actually access things like Zoom, social media, smartphones, laptops. So we mustn't let the cart, as you say, be in front of the horse. And we mustn't leave people behind. So how do we do that?
Well, I think we accept our age-old truths. For example, we do like to sit around a table and have a conversation. It sparks a spontaneous interaction. It allows us to exchange ideas. The fact that we now have Zoom doesn't mean those realities have gone away. And so I think the truth is really looking at the reality of where South Africa is now, looking at the reality of who we are as social beings. Let's accept that we can create great technology, but we still need to do it in spaces that are conducive.
So how do you do that, though, as the CEO of a think tank like We Think Code? It does go against almost what people would expect you to talk about. So We Think Code, moving technology forward, but you're almost saying, let's put the brakes on. Let's just hit the backspace button for a moment as well. Just in my last question to you, why are you doing this? Where's the concern coming from?
Well, Africa needs to be more of a creator of technology and not just a consumer of it. And there are a lot of young people who are currently unemployed, underemployed, who have the capacity to contribute. And so what we're doing is we're going into communities, we're recruiting young people that would have been excluded, and we're training them to be software developers on campuses that provide them access to the tech, that provide them access to like-minded people. And I think that's going to enable us to create a workforce of software developers, and we'll stop just playing on WhatsApp. Let's create it for ourselves.
Because people are sitting on their phones and their laptops and whatever piece of tech they have, do something with it. Because there is young people coming through that can make money, they can get jobs doing what they're doing on their phones already, just change what they're doing.
Absolutely. Don't consume, create. And I think we can't create if we're not literate in creating technology. And so We Think Code is really passionate about this idea that wherever you're coming from, whatever you learned, you have an opportunity to create tech.
Talk to me about these campuses very quickly. You say you're going out to campuses. Where are we talking about?
We've got a campus in Durban, Cape Town, and Johannesburg, and we're essentially recruiting from across the country. It doesn't matter what your prior education background is. If you apply, you pass our aptitude test, we're here to train you to become a developer. And our graduates are working in mainstream business in South Africa. You know, they're working for FNB, for BCX, and essentially the world is opening up to the idea that there are different pathways to train developers.
I do need to let you go, but I don't want people to shout at me on social media saying, but Gareth, you didn't ask where can they get more info. So where must people sign up? Where must they go?
WeThinkCode.co.za, and you'll see where to apply, you'll see where to recruit our graduates, and you'll see where our passion is in creating more technology on this continent.
And this is it. This is why it's so important, because of the unemployment rate in this country. It's why a conversation like this is so important. People go, great, Gareth, but where can I go to get the experience? They won't hire me without experience. I can't get the experience without having a job. You don't need it in this case.
You don't need experience. We will train you, and then at the end we will place you in an internship and then pathway you to employment.
There we go. This is the kind of conversations I love to have, because now we have a solution. Nyari, is why I love having you on the show, and all the best with the campus coding. I'm going to call it that. Nyari Samshonga from We Think Code. So if you're unemployed, if you have a phone, if you have an interest at all in technology, there is a way for you to get into the job market. We Think Code can do that for you. Go and look for them online and look out for their campuses as well. We're very